as your preferred Kickstarter for the day to enlighten you about the matters that are concerning you on a national level, economic level, but also on a personal level. Now, on a personal level, today is International Day of the Girl Child, and we get to commemorate this day. Of course, the background of it is that it's a day that was set up by the UN to address the issues that the girl child faces. One of them, most recently, having been numerous teenage pregnancies because of COVID-19. Now, we do have Gallup Initiative Uganda, which is a women-led organization that aims to build a vibrant movement of girls through transformative leadership, health education, as well as skills development. Gallup Initiative has been in existence since 2012, and they're about to make 10 years in the business of aiding the girl child. And as we go on today, 11th October, International Day of the Girl Child, being celebrated globally, you're looking at such organizations and how they've been able to use what they have to transform girls into becoming better citizens. This day is also celebrated to recognize girls' rights, the unique challenges they face around the world, and also to create awareness on gender inequalities faced by the girls and to support girls to attain more opportunities. Of course, the theme for this year is "This is our time now." Our rights, our responsibilities, our futures. I'm privileged to be joined by two young ladies that are going to be giving us a preamble of what International Day of the Girl Child is all about, what it means for them, and how they intend to implement this year's theme into what they do. But we'll start with introductions. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
I'll start with introductions from that side.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Joanna Timango, and I'm a program officer at Gallup Initiative Uganda. Happy to be here.
Nice to have you, John.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Nakano Ajipoli. I'm a girls advocate at Gallup Initiative Uganda. I'm really happy to be here.
Okay. All right. So just give us a summary of Gallup Initiative Uganda. For 9 years, what have you been doing?
So Gallup Initiative Uganda has been in existence since 2012, and our approach is empowering the girls. Yes, when people hear the name Gallup, they think we do not work with boys, but for the past 9 years we've been really working with the girl child because girls are our niche. However, we realized that we cannot work with just girls, so we also do have a program that engages boys. So what Gallup does is we have a number of programs, but I'm going to focus on the Adolescent Girls program. The Adolescent Girls program is a year-long in-school program whereby we train adolescent girls in various skills. For example, being assertive, we train them, we give them knowledge in, body changes, just so that they are able to understand that as they are girls and as they grow, their bodies are going to change, they are going to develop. We also give them information about human rights, so that it's important for them to know these rights, because we've realized for the past years we've been operating, not everyone knows that even rights exist. Some of them do not know that they have something they are entitled to. So we do a lot of skills training to mold them into leaders.
All right, that's very interesting. You have talked about body changes, and I remembered the first day my menstrual periods came. It was a Saturday. I was home. I'd gone to the restroom, and then there's blood coming out. I cried. I locked the door and cried and cried and cried. My mother came and hit the door open. What's wrong? I couldn't open. I didn't have a clue what was happening to my body. But of course, later on, through education, I got to understand that my body must go through these changes. Polly, could you tell us about the day, the body change that has shocked you as a young girl?
Of course, when it comes to body changes, I'm really happy that Gallup has trained us in that. But me too, my menstrual periods really shock me sometimes because, there are many challenges. There is the very common cramps. That one is really bad for me. And whenever my period comes, I'm like, Jesus Christ, what is this? It comes and you really do not want because of the pain you go through. But then you have to accept it and you're like, yeah, I'm a girl and this is what I have to go through. Yeah, of course, other changes, the growth of the breast, the pubic hair, all that is okay with me because you just need to know how to handle your body. Yes, but the menstrual period really crushes me.
That's true, I know. So we do have John. I want to find out from you, what's the significance of this particular day and the theme in particular?
Yes, so the significance of this particular day, the International Day of the Girl, this is a day that, you know, we set aside and we celebrate girls globally, but we put a lot of emphasis on, you know, we need to focus on the different challenges that girls face across, you know, across the globe, because as girls or young women living in Uganda, there are issues that we face here, and we think sometimes it's not being faced outside Uganda, but this is a day that we get to recognize the different challenges that girls face and how we can be able to work with different policymakers, stakeholders, and the community at large to ensure that these challenges are addressed. Yes.
Okay. Polly, in terms of you being an advocate, what made you become an advocate? And in your advocacy work, what would you say have been the challenges of the girls you have interacted with?
Of course, before I became an advocate, I started from Adolescent Girls program, where I gained the skills of being confident, and from the confidence, self-awareness, and assertiveness, I graduated to the Big Sisters Network, and I'm now, yes, an advocate, a big sister advocate. So when you get to interact from girls from different areas, different societies, you get to know that you can have challenges as a person, because I have personal challenges in life, but then when you interact with other girls, you'll find out that their challenges are actually more challenging than yours. So you find, for example, you'll find girls from the east, from Karamoja, let me say, someone telling you about female genital mutilation, and you're like, what is that? At least I've not gone through that. So you'll find that girls are facing many challenges. You find the albinos, because we also interact with girls with different abilities. We call them differently abled, because yes, they have something, let me say, I won't say something wrong with their body, but they are differently abled, and they also tell you their own challenges. You find some who have problems with their legs, telling you, when I'm in my menstrual periods at home, I'm made to sit on sand. How can you make a girl sit on sand just because they're in their menstrual periods? They are segregated, they are isolated. You sit on sand for the whole day. That's where they give you food from, and it's really not good. So many challenges of girls and young women, and when you get to compare with yourself, you're like, oh, thank God, at least I'm not going through that. But all you have to do is give them encouragement. It hurts and pains that we are actually Africans, but you find that there is segregation amongst ourselves. And yeah, as an advocate, you face those challenges, but then you have to overcome it.
As an advocate still, what then and who then would you like to call on the table to come and protect you and guide you, especially starting from the family all the way to, you know, national leadership?
Yes, especially on this day of the International Girl Child, where we see that the views of girls and young women are supposed to be looked at most. They're supposed to be prioritized. So I call upon parents to come up and guide our children, as the girls, guide us well, because with the parents' guidance, we'll be able to succeed, we'll prosper. And then also religious leaders, the cultural leaders, because we are looking at different African cultures affecting girls and young women. For example, just look at the female genital mutilation. It's culture, and it's affecting girls and young women. So if we call upon cultural leaders to take part in this and discuss on table, we agree, I'm sure that all this will end and girls will have peace. I also call upon stakeholders to take action in different activities concerning girls. For example, last year we were talking about digital generation. Yes, and you find that many girls are not considered when it comes to digital knowledge. The differently abled, they are all not considered. So we are calling upon the stakeholders and the government as well, maybe, to include these girls and the differently abled girls in digital knowledge.
Well, thank you so much, Polly. I can't add voice to that. You have had it loud and clear from the girl child herself. But I want to turn to you, John. Polly has rightly put out one of the things that is actually drawing the line in this conversation, and that is culture. Different parts of this country are treating young girls differently, something that is abusive to their bodies and does not rhyme right with the rights of a girl in any part of this world. As Girl Up Initiative Uganda, how are you helping these girls not so much disrespect their cultures, but then again know that their bodies are important to them and they should be treated right?
Yeah, I think I'll start by saying Gallup Initiative Uganda does not work independently. The way we work is we include different stakeholders. So just like I said, we have an in-school program. So you'll find in school we are working with girls and boys and teachers. Yes, then in communities we'll work with each and every one, right from the parents, the local leaders, the LCs, then we'll work with religious leaders and cultural leaders, because we believe these are the custodians in their different places. So, for example, just like you've mentioned, we are mentoring these girls, but how do we make sure, you know, when they go back home, everyone is speaking everyone is speaking the same message. So you find that we make sure we engage each and every one, because we cannot empower just the girl. We need everyone in the community to speak one language. So we engage the girl, we go ahead and engage the boy. We also go ahead and have interactions and engagements with these local leaders. Just imagine when you go to church and your pastor or the priest tells you something, there's a higher possibility for you to do that, because you know this is someone you really look up to. So we use that approach. We also do have male change agents in these societies, because when you look at the issues that girls face, you know, it's hard for a man not to come up, or a boy. You're going to say, even when you talk about menstruation, the girls will share about how they are not comfortable going to school, because probably the neighbor, you know, is a boy, and
the skirt may soil.
Exactly.
And, that will not be treated
so
right with the rest of the class.
Exactly. So you find that even as we teach, as we are teaching about menstruation, we don't only teach the girls. We make sure also the boys understand that menstruation is normal.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as a Gallup Initiative, how has government actually come through in terms of policy and creating the enabling environment for the work you do?
Yeah, so I think I'll start by, of course, thanking the government for creating, you know, an enabling environment for us to operate. Because if they didn't create it, Gallup wouldn't be in existence and we wouldn't be operating. Also, I would love to acknowledge that we do work with a number of ministries, Ministry of Education, Ministry of Gender. We do work with KCCA, and they've created avenues for us as an organization to learn from them, and also them to learn from us. So you find that in different engagements we do partner with government entities. However, my plea would be for us, you know, Uganda has very, very good policies, but then the issue is implementation. What happens to the implementation? You know, we have things on paper, but these things never go beyond that. Yeah. So for me, my plea to government would be for it to, let's not just keep these policies on paper. If we are saying we are letting girls who probably got pregnant during COVID to return to school, can we see girls return to school? If we are saying we are going to support girls in this way, can we see it happen? So for me, that is my major plea. Let us not just talk on paper, but put it into action.
All right, and of course the final word is going to be coming through from Advocate Polly on this day of the girl child.
As I'm concluding, so I'm calling upon my fellow girls to participate in decision making. We are being given platforms. The platforms are there. Just look at Gallup Initiative Uganda. If you get such a chance, take action, participate in the different decisions that are being made, and also it's our responsibility. As the theme goes, it's our time now. This is our time. There is no other time, because back then we were being left behind, and since we have been given a chance, let us take action. It's our time. Let's fight to see that we gain what we want, our rights. We must invoke these people to give us our rights. We are fighting for them. And then our responsibilities. If we are given the rights, how are we going to use them? Let us be responsible, use the rights that we have been given well, and then be able to rescue our future. And then another thing that I want to tell to the girls and young women is that you can achieve everything you want in life. That I believe, because personally I have many dreams, I have many ambitions, and I believe that if you work hard, you can achieve everything you want in life. And there are 3 things for you to achieve that. Just focus, be disciplined, and then have positive attitude towards whatever you want to achieve.
Okay.
Yes, God bless you.
Thank you so much, Ambassador Polly there. Of course, as she has rightly put it, just have focus and then put your focus into discipline. And that discipline, coupled with a positive attitude, you can achieve anything that you want to achieve as a young lady, as a woman, so that you can enjoy the future which is in your hands. Well, that brings us to the wrap of commemorating the Day of the Girl Child here on Morning at NTV. We do have other conversations coming up. We do have promoting equal opportunities for all, which is our Kickstarter this morning. Later on, our business update is going to be focusing on the ripple effects as the central bank rate is hitting 10%. Stay with us.